What's up, everybody? So this is going to be a review for Attack on Titan Volume 18, 18 volumes in. And there was only one thing I didn't like about this volume, and I'm going to put it right up front. Historia wasn't in it. I miss her already. She became such an awesome, great character over the last 2 or 3 volumes, and I definitely felt her presence lacking, though she had nothing to do with what was happening in this volume, but I just wanted to say that I missed her. Anyways, this volume did a couple of great things, and it set up a lot of things to come. And actually, there wasn't a whole lot that happened throughout the entire volume, minus the first chapter, really. It was kind of mostly set up for, I believe, what's going to happen, which looks like it's not going to end very well for the characters here. But first chapter out of the way, so Eren and the others go to talk to their former instructor. His name, Keith, I believe. He actually has a name that not only can I remember, but I can pronounce correctly, so I hope you guys will appreciate that. And he has some information about Eren's father, though nothing too great. It was pretty much mostly kind of a sad story about himself, rather than it was about Eren's father specifically. But I think, given the information from this and the information that I got before about Eren's father, taking the ability from the Rice family, is that I think what's happening here, this is my theory, I'm going to throw it out there, I'm probably wrong, I've been wrong about a lot of things in this series, but what I think is going on is there is a whole other crew of Titans, right? There's the Beast Titan. Reiner and Bertold work for him, or at least part of, maybe not work under him directly, but or at least part of that group. And they have these specific abilities, right? They're unique. They're unique Titans. Whether Reiner's got the armor and whatnot, or whatever the skinless Bertold is, they're very unique, and so is the coordinate ability that Eren has, and especially whatever the Rice family has, that kind of all-encompassing knowledge, that godlike power and knowledge that wiped humanity's memories. And so I could assume that the Titans on the outside are trying to acquire every single unique ability that there is. Seems to be the case, which is why they're always coming after Eren, and which is why Eren's father came in and took that ability from the Reese family. So it would lead me to believe that the true enemies, either, there was enemies within humanity just in the fact of this kind of corrupt, kind of covert, keeping secrets from people, that kind of enemy. It's layers. It's not like black and white. It's not like these are the good guys and these are the bad guys, which is great, because when stories do that, things tend to get very bland very quickly, and Attack on Titan does not do that. But given Keith's background story of just finding Eren's father outside of the walls, he was very confused. Seems like maybe he had his memory wiped, or he was just kind of playing a part to infiltrate, to get inside humanity. Perhaps he was a Titan that they turned into a human and then kind of had him infiltrate so that he could get that ability from the Reese family. Now, the part I still don't really understand is why Eren's father would have him eat him and then have Eren acquire the power. Why Eren's father wouldn't just take it back. Perhaps he had ulterior motives also. Perhaps he's kind of he's doing like a double op kind of thing, like he's infiltrating humanity, but at the same time he's like trying to put one against the other Titans that are outside the walls. Maybe he's on his own team that has nothing to do with either side, either one. Maybe he's playing his own game. But Keith lets them know that he comes in, that he brought Eren's father in. He didn't really know what was going on. He didn't know what the survey corps were, or again, this is what he was presenting. It all could have been lies. It all could have been fabricated, which with all of the kind of things that he didn't allow Eren to know, I would believe that Eren's father is the type of guy that would keep a lot of secrets from everybody. So he's probably playing his own game along the way. That's at least the feeling that I get out of what's happening here. And this poor Keith guy, man, I don't know whether he had a particular crush on Eren's mom, but he didn't get a chance to get with her because he was with the Survey Corps the whole time. He was the guy in charge. He was a normal guy put into an abnormal situation. And he kind of parallels Eren in a way, because he was this guy that desperately desired to be special in some way, to be the best at what he does, but Erwin already had better plans as far as being a commander goes, and in a way, he was kind of told that he was special by Eren's dad, who kind of planted that seed into his mind, which is the same person that planted it into Eren's mind. So there's kind of that parallel there. And while he was trying to do this great thing and be this special person, Eren's dad went on and lived a normal, mundane life with his wife, and Keith missed out on all of that.
because he was just so determined to be special, and he wasn't.
He did that so other people could live comfortably, which is what, that's the idea of the military to begin with. They put their lives on the line so that we can live comfortable lives, as civilians. And it gets to him, man, and he blows up on Aaron's mom, after she says something to him, and I can understand. She didn't deserve it, but I can understand where he was coming from. I really can, and to see this happen, to see other people's lives move on while you're constantly putting yourself in danger, and what is the meaning of it all? What is the meaning of your life when other people are enjoying theirs and then you have to constantly struggle? And after that, the crew assembles and they're going to retake Wall Maria. They're going to check out the basement of Aaron's old house and figure out everything with that, seal the walls, use the hardening ability, there's another special ability, is the hardening ability. And get the wall back, bring it back to humanity, take it back. And everyone is enjoying themselves beforehand, having that calm before the storm, where they're eating, better food than they're used to doing, and they're having social gatherings and whatnot. And I was glad that the story took the time to do this, because honestly, one thing that I feel is lacking in Attack on Titan is these slower character moments, because the plot is so fast-paced, because there's so many things that you're learning and discovering along the way, so many mysteries that are like constantly being unraveled, and there are great things happening within all that. But I'm a character guy. I really like getting into characters and seeing them interact and seeing them hang out and seeing what makes them tick, putting them in weird situations and seeing how they respond and everything. So I always appreciate slower character moments where people can just have conversations with each other like you would normally with your friends or whoever, rather than constantly being in kind of the thick of the plot going on. And that's not necessarily a complaint. It's just that it was nice now to finally get a moment to breathe, to finally get a moment to see the characters hanging out. I finally have Eren, Mikasa, and Armin all talking to each other, because though they've all respectively done good things throughout the series, it's been a while since since the three of them specifically just kind of got together and were able to talk. And we're reminded of a few things, which makes me believe, as a guy that reads lots of stories and watches lots of stories, that when you have characters reminisce upon things, especially things that happen very early on in the series, like, hey, remember that book that you brought, Armin? Or remember when we talked like this or hung out like this? That's usually a sign that someone's going to die. And Attack on Titan is a series that is okay with killing characters at any time. And so just the fact that we have our kind of original three leads all hanging out, all reminiscing about things that happened back in like Volume 1, it just kind of makes me nervous. I think one of them is probably on the chopping block as far as this goes, and I know it's not Eren, because I know he goes on to do a lot of things, and it's probably not Mikasa. And Armin has a little bit more to do in this volume than he normally does, with figuring out, once they reach the wall, that Reiner's probably hiding within the wall. And Armin has been good at kind of deducing these things before, but it's been a little bit. So, a little bit nervous for Armin right now. A little bit nervous for this dude with all of that going on. But anyways, as great as that was, when they get to Wall Maria, yes, Reiner was hiding inside the wall, and I honestly thought Levi fucking killed him, because he got the neck. That's the vulnerable spot, but I guess he missed or was off by a little bit. I was a little surprised that he didn't. I actually think that would have been pretty badass in a way. Not that I want to see Reiner go, but just the fact that it was so instant, that Levi just jumps down and he's just like takes care of business, because that's so in character for him that even if Reiner died in that moment, I would have been okay with it, because it's just like, damn, because that's something you don't expect a lot, right? So like you expect sometimes like the heroes of your story all of a sudden get killed out of nowhere, and it's a big deal. But like, how often do the villains of your story all of a sudden get killed out of nowhere? So that would have been cool. But it's fine that it didn't, because he transformed again back into the Armored Titan, and so we're gonna get a round 2 of Reiner versus Eren. I believe we're gonna get this round 2, and it's kind of no holds bar, and Eren has to win because they're surrounded by, they got a whole line of Titans coming towards him, and if Eren does not win this fight, it probably will mean the death of several characters. And on top of that, they have the Beast Titan there too. So we're probably going to learn a little bit more about who he is. Since the Beast Titan can talk and can speak, he will probably speak to maybe Eren, or maybe he just won't even give a fuck and he'll just talk to everybody. You know, he doesn't seem the type of character that cares. He seems like he's very confident in his abilities and his strength and what he can do. So like, I don't feel like the furry Titan, as I like to call him. He's nice and furry. We should pet him. Maybe he'll calm down. That he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that is hiding anything other than just not being around the humans. So he's got his own thing going on. I don't think he's the leader of this band of Titans. I think he's probably like maybe the second, the right-hand man kind of thing. I think there's someone above him lurking in the shadows still, but we have yet to find out. But that was pretty much this volume. Like, it's pretty much just a setup for this battle that's going to happen at this wall. So, like I said, I was excited to see these slower character moments, learned a little bit more about Eren's father, and I'm going to see where it goes from here. So I'm going to dive right into volume 19 and read that right now because I'm pretty excited about it. So let me know what you guys think of this volume, the beginning of this arc. Comment all your thoughts down below. Please like this video, comment, because all that helps it be seen in the algorithm. Share it with other Attack on Titan fans if you want to. Subscribe if you want to stick around, see more reviews, analysis, critiques, all that kind of stuff. Description below has Patreon and Discord links if you're into those kind of things. Other than that, guys, I'll talk to you in the next review.